Hello artists and crafters. Today I'm going to be working on a resin project and I'll be using this UV resin. I have a 36 watt UV light and I have my molds right here. I'll be using this mold. And I was out in the garden and I clipped a little fiddlehead from my ferns. They're starting to grow. And I had gotten these plants from my grandmother, who has passed away several years ago. So I wanted like a little commemorative necklace. Unfortunately, I only have a couple plants left. I had quite a few, but when I moved last summer, I replanted them and they seem to have died off. So since I have a couple left, I thought I'm going to put this in resin. So let's begin. So first I'm going to do the first layer of UV resin. Seems to be something in here. And let's see, I'll need a paper towel on the side because I have to get all those little bubbles out. And then make sure that this goes right to the corners. Now you can use a lighter and just quickly go over this, and that brings the bubbles to the top and pops them. And if it doesn't get them all, you can just still scoop. I still see a few. I see a couple little things in there that shouldn't be in there besides the bubbles. These are teeny tiny little bubbles. Okay, so I'm going to cure that now for 90 seconds. Okay, now that it's finished, I'll pull it out, check it. Okay, now I'll do another thin layer. Now you'll always do these in thin layers, that way it'll cure better, and also you can, if you see any little bubbles, you can get them. Okay, now I'm going to put this in. that's how I want it. Just okay, and then we'll put that under the light and cure that for 60 seconds. Okay, now that that's done, now we'll add a top layer. Okay, now it's not completely covering it yet, so we're going to put this in under the lamp for another 60 seconds. After we take out the little bubbles that are in there, and here I'll show you. You can see a few little bubbles in there. I had to put it under the lamp for 120 seconds. It was still a little tacky, so that's why I put it in for another 60 seconds. So total would be 120 seconds. Now that that's done, I'm going to put another layer on top. And as you can see, it's starting to cover the little fiddlehead. And we're almost there. It's going to take a couple more layers, I believe, just to cover the fiddlehead and get it encased in the UV resin. Okay, and for the bubbles, we got to get those out. I wouldn't do the lighter at this point because of the fact that you could start the fiddlehead on fire, so you don't want that. So just use your brush and gently work around the edges. Make sure everything's all the way around. Now I do recommend wearing gloves. If you are sensitive to the UV resin, I try not to touch it. And when I do, I wash my hands, or I use a baby wipe to clean up. I believe there's a couple that are in there that are stuck already, so I'm just getting what I can that comes to the surface. I don't think, oh, sorry if my hair gets into the camera. I know sometimes it does. All right. And then we'll put that under for 120 seconds. Okay, this just finished up. Let's check it. Oops. See? I did miss one little bubble there, and then there's one up there. So we just have to do one more layer on the top. And we will get it to the edges. Pull out any bubbles that we find, or if they burst on their own. This one just separated into many more. Little bubbles are coming out now because they're actually coming off of the Fiddlehead because the resin is filling the inside, so the bubbles are coming up now. Just trying to get all the little ones out as much as possible. There may be one or two, but that's okay. Okay, and then we'll cure this for another, let's say 180 seconds this time. And then we'll be back in a minute. Alright, I finished curing, so let's just check it. Make sure it's not sticky. Now I see some of the resin spilled over when I moved it. Perfectly okay. I can just file that down and let's remove it. Oh, this looks really cute. Let's remove it and see how it is. So there it is. And there's the back. So I think I'm going to leave it. I was thinking of putting a dark color on the back and coloring obviously the UV, like either with a white or, you know, a darker color. Even like pink would look nice, but I think I'm going to leave it this way so that if it flips over I can wear it either way. So let me just show you as far as this. It looks like some of the resin got in there too and closed it up a little bit. So we'll just drill that open. So with this, you can just file it down. And then, oops, sorry, I'm making the camera move. So you could just file this down. May take some time, or you could use a rotary tool and just zip it off. And then you can check, like there's like an edge here that I would file down and up here, and then you can just go over that with some more resin so that it looks nice and shiny and glossy. So that's my project for today. And if you want to see how that's done, I can do it in another video. I do see a little bubble there. See, a little bubble got in there. And there's another bubble there. That's fine. There's a bubble lake underneath it. But all in all, this turned out very nice. And I just got to get those edges off and I'll be ready to wear it. So I hope you liked my video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to share my videos with anybody, please do. And subscribe to my channel and press that little bell for any further notifications of any upcoming videos of mine. Thank you. Bye-bye.